Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jim. I am doing a series of movie reviews around the theme of movies that I've for some reason, missed watching. This review is for the 1982 The Thing. Very iconic horror movie, very highly regarded by everyone. 8.2 star rating on IMDb. Very, very crazy. It's a 1 hour and 49-minute film, rated R, horror, mystery, sci-fi. A research team in Antarctica is haunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims. Directed by the immortal John Carpenter, written by Bill Lancaster and John W. Campbell Jr. This is a remake, and I have seen several times the original Thing. This stars a crazy cast. I was blown away by this cast. Obviously, Kurt Russell is in it. Wilford Diabetes Brimley is in it. Keith David is in it, who is an actor that I follow actually quite a bit. He does a lot of voice over work with animated stuff. Charles Hallahan is in it. Donald Moffat. Oh my gosh, there's so many people I couldn't even possibly give everybody. Adrienne Barbeau is even credited with a voiceover of the computer, and John Carpenter even makes a cameo in this. So basically, a really good, if you don't know the synopsis of this movie, it's about the U.S. research station Antarctica in the early winter of 1982. The base is suddenly buzzed by a helicopter from the nearby Norwegian research station. They are trying to kill a dog. How cruel is that? That has escaped from their base. After the destruction of the Norwegian chopper, the members of the U.S. team fly to the Norwegian base only to discover them all dead or missing. They do find the remains of a strange creature and the Norwegians burned. The Americans take it to their base and deduce that it is an alien life form. After a while, it is apparent that the alien can take over and assimilate into other life forms, including humans, and can spread like a virus. This means that anyone at the base could be inhabited by the Thing, and tensions escalate. And I'll tell you what, that tensions escalate part is very accurate. Um, it is crazy how tangible the tension was in this movie. I was very surprised. I was actually surprised how big the group of the U.S. Team was. I didn't realize that it was such a large group, and this movie gave me like a very creepy sci-fi vibe, similar to Alien, where they're being just kind of picked off one by one by this creature thing. And this is all practical effects too. I was really impressed with all of the gory, disgusting practical effects, and just really outstanding job. I can see why this is so well regarded in the horror community. Um, really don't know how I missed this. Just I missed a lot of the 80s stuff. So if it was just not uh, a thing like in my little group of friends that we were interested in, I just passed on it. And I'm guessing sci-fi, because sci-fi isn't like one of my go-to subgenres for horror. I'm guessing that might be the reason why. Um, yeah, it's just really crazy. So I wrote a lot of notes. I went front and back, so that's usually a pretty good sign most of the time. I'll just read off like some of my one-line notes because that's the best way to kind of capture what I was going through throughout the movie. I wrote first thing that it just was um, just an iconic cast. I love the tagline, "Man is the warmest place to hide." I think that's brilliant. I watched this on Pluto TV, on Roku, by the way. I already said about the alien vibes, so many characters. This has to be in the top 10 list of movie remakes. Definitely. I've seen a lot of clips from this movie I had seen beforehand, but never the full thing. So the clips don't do it justice. Like just that, the tension and suspense is just so crazy. And the effects just really, really good. And they do a great job of really, really doing the scenes with their cold. You know, you can see their breath. You can practically feel how cold it was and what they were going through. It's a very good winter movie to rewatch while you're feeling that coldness at home. Again, I wrote down the suspense was insane. Uh, I keep writing about the practical effects on my notes here. I keep seeing it. The paranoia about if anyone is infected, like that was definitely very good. That tension of that everyone is a suspect, or like who's next. Um, I did write down, where did that one guy get all of his weed? Seems like for the first good portion of the movie, there's a character that every time he's on scene, he's, I think, a pilot, helicopter pilot maybe, and he's always smoking weed. I was just like, where does he get all the weed? He must have brought like a ton of stuff, or he's growing some somewhere. It was neat seeing the old computer system from back in the day, and that's kind of like the computers that I first started out with. I'm old enough to remember using computers with that type of the font and the green lettering on the black screen. It was really interesting. It was kind of cool though too. It must have been like really neat at the time, because it must have seemed a little advanced actually for the viewers in the audience to see and have voice uh, answers to some of the things that the one doctor was typing in. I found that this movie was enjoyable because it was definitely a what the fuck do you do in this situation? Like, what do? You just give in, just get drunk? It seemed like that was possibly some of their answers. There seemed to be a lot of alcohol on the station there. I wrote down again, everyone is a suspect. I wrote down that I want a flamethrower. If there has ever been a movie that has made me want to invest in a flamethrower, it was John Carpenter's The Thing. Uh, I wrote so fucking gross. Oh, the spider head scene was really gross. Very, very cool. I wrote that I was distracted by Kurt Russell's dreamy blue eyes. Not really sure if I was supposed to say that out loud, but and then like just craziness about like the alien. Like we don't get a lot of insight into the alien, but they find the ship. They see this stuff, but then they discover on their own base where the alien thing is in hiding. It's building another spaceship. Like this fucker is gonna try to like build a ship to get off that base. And, earlier in the movie on the computer, that doctor's doing calculations about like if this alien gets off the base and makes it to like somewhere in the world, how quickly will it take for mass infestation, like world domination by alien species? And it's not a very long window of time. And then just a wow, what an explosive ending. And if you've seen it, you know what I mean. But just really, wow, just really good movie. I'm so glad that I took the time to do this series of catching up on these old movies. I'm always looking for suggestions in the comments below about maybe some of these older films that are favorites of people and that for some reason I just might have missed. But yeah, so crazy. I actually think too, like there's really kind of definitely the way it's ended. Like it left the door open for a sequel. If there was a sequel and it's not called The Thing 2, let me know, because I would watch a sequel to this easily. Um, and if they didn't make one, why not? I mean, it's crazy. They could do it now, couldn't they? Couldn't Kurt Russell still pull off a movie like this? Show some clips and then modern day another team goes to that Antarctica base. Maybe even Kurt Russell's character goes back, this many years later, 40 years later, just to see what's going on. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Have a great day.
Row 18, plot 20.